PolandTrade.info is a directory of information about international trade with Poland. It's particularly good as a catalog of Polish exports organized by industrial sector. Let's take a look at the history behind this. So in February of 2017, Polish Agency for Foreign Investment, PAIZ, changed their name to Poland Trade and Investment Agency, and they changed their focus from just helping companies move to Poland to also helping Polish companies export. And it's not only the national agency, but many of the provincial and state agencies have done the same thing. The problem is that nobody knows what Poland exports. And Poland exports an awful lot. If you take a look at the World Trade Atlas, Poland has 187 billion in annual exports. Here you see it organized by industry sector and subsector, where the area for each block is proportional to the amount of sales for that sector or subsector. On the left-hand side, you can see it organized as a two-level tree, and on the right-hand side, you can zoom in to part of it. And of course, this doesn't even count, this is only sectors and subsectors, this doesn't count companies or the products and services that they produce. So a different solution is needed for managing all of this. What Poland Trade does is it organizes it as a tree of categories containing links to curated content. It's a complete content management system. You can add categories to it, you can add curated links, you can add YouTube videos, images, there are a bunch of other content types which can be added. You should really think of it as a taxonomy of Poland Trade, and it's not just 4 levels deep, there are parts of the tree that go 10 levels deep. And of course, it's not just a tree, it's actually a graph, because a certain product may be manufactured in a certain city, so it's under one branch of the tree, but it's also in a particular industrial sector, so it's another branch of the tree. So let's take a look at the actual software. Here we have the Poland Trade website. It's organized as a tree. So at the top level, we have the Poland Trade directory, about this website, cities and provinces, international trade with Poland, moving to Poland by industry, exporting from Poland. The part that is interesting for exports is the section by industry. So it's a tree. We clicked into the tree. We're one level down. Here are the different sections of the industry: semiconductors, life science, other industries, aviation, Polish software industries, transportation, venture capitalists in Poland. My focus has historically been on software. So we click into the software sections and we see their business applications, educational software, famous Polish software, fintech. That's an interesting one. Lots of money in fintech. Generic outsourcing companies, IoT in Poland, mobile markets, gaming companies. So let's just go back up to the top. And a typical user, they won't know how it's organized. They'll just want to come in and do a search. So here we're doing a search on fintech. Forgive me if it takes a second. I'm typing one-handed while I hold the microphone in the other hand. We click into the industry, and you see there's fintech. There's 28 fintech companies. Let's take a look at the web page. And here on the left, you can see the 14 fintech companies, 28 links in this branch of the tree. On the left, you can see the company name. It's clickable. You can go over to the website, click over to the website. On the right, you can see what they specialize in. So it's really easy for somebody to just scan through here, find a software company that's doing what they're interested in, and then get more information. On the jobs, there's all kinds of information about jobs. The horizontal lines that are green, that means they have active jobs. There's also a column for products. You can see, for example, they have secure devices grid. There's a column here for, links. So you can imagine there'll be videos. One company had a staycation where they would take their employees off to Thailand for a week of work. Workcation, I think is what they called it. You can have reviews of the product, reviews of the company, reviews of what it's like to work there, links to companies' blogs, all kinds of different things show up in this links category. So that's just fintech. We can click back up to software industry. So it's a tree. It's got all kinds of information, and it's organized by industrial sector. So every product can find their particular niche, and it's very easy to find products in any particular niche. And it's also very easy to find products in related niches. Just very easy, natural to use. This is how people think about things. This is how librarians have been organizing taxonomies for centuries. A taxonomy of Polish trade. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation. Onto the next slide. Who needs this? Well, it turns out there's a huge industry in Poland that needs this, all the way from Invest in Poland, Invest to Silesia and all the other provinces, and Invest in the various cities. Not only that, but on the industry-specific side, you've got the Poland Trade Portal, the National Chamber of Commerce, and the 65 industry-specific Chamber of Commerce. And they all have people who are doing the following thing. Somebody calls them up and says, hello, I need the following goods or services. And these people say, okay, send us an email. So it's written, and they get the email, and then they do a search. They use some paid commercial databases. They spend some time looking on the internet. Sometimes it takes them quite a while to find what they're looking for. And then they respond to the person who asked. They send them an email with all the results, and they save those results on their personal computer. And you can imagine that occasionally, on the next day, somebody contacts a different national office and asks the same question, and somebody has to repeat all that search. It's a huge waste of redundant effort. If all of these groups would take the results and post them on a shared trade directory, pretty soon you would have an amazing directory of Polish products and services. It would really be the best trade directory of any country in the world. It would be a real feather in the cap for Poland, something that would really put Poland brand name on the map. And of course, different groups need different views of this information. So say you invest in Poland, then you would want to see the whole tree because you're concerned about all aspects of trade. If you invest in Silesia, you just want to see the branch with respect to Silesia. If you invest in Katowice, you want to see the branch with respect to Katowice. On the export side, if you're the Polish Trade Portal or the National Chamber of Commerce, you want to see the whole branch for exports. But if you're an industry-specific Chamber of Commerce, you just want to see a small branch. So the software is all written in JavaScript and JSON. So it's not that difficult to take any branch of this tree and put it on some other organization's website. There are other content management systems. Plone is a content management system. It also manages things as a tree on the right-hand side, but it only has a single tree. What makes Poland Trade unique is it has two trees. It has the tree for each individual contributor, and it merges them. So it's reasonably easy to imagine that we could have a tree for every province, and that could have the URL of the province, and then we could also have the merge tree. Most countries that have national directories, all the countries I checked had national directories. If you go down to the second to last row, you see Poland has an export promotion portal. It has a two-level tree. It's got 24 categories and almost 1,400 companies. But that doesn't even cover products. Let's say that every company has about 12 products or services. It's a guess. That would be 160,000 products or services. So on a two-level directory, the best you could do would be 400 categories with 400 items in each category. Actually, right now, the software category has 719 companies. So in any case, these numbers are just way too big, 400, 700. A basic rule in human factors is you have to have no more than 7 items in every category. Otherwise, the human brain doesn't work that way. So you need a multi-level, to keep it down to 7 levels, 7 items in every category, you need a multi-level hierarchy. There are a number of companies that are doing this type of work. Invest in Poland is the big one here in Poland. They actually have 2 different URLs, ph.gov.pl and trade.gov.pl. Trade.gov.pl includes this database. ph.gov.pl has every country office has their own web page, and then within that they have 2 or 3 categories of information. They have, of course, have 120 people, plus they have an outsourcing team. and that runs on a relational database. Zeef.com, they got 2.7 million in euros, also runs on a relational database, just a 2 to 3 level hierarchy, depends upon how you count it. GLX, I'm very pleased to say that GLX finally got their software running. They actually have a 3-level hierarchy, a little bit better. And PolandTrade.info, well, I wrote PolandTrade.info single-handedly. How did I do it so much less expensively than the competitors? Well, first of all, I didn't use a relational database. I used an object-oriented database. I used Python. I used about 1 million lines of open source software. Maybe I have an MIT degree. Maybe that helps. Maybe I just have lots of experience with software. The key thing is I made good software decisions. I invite you to take it for a test drive. It runs on Python servers, JavaScript clients. I download the JSON data of the client, so it's really fast. Many have asked if it's a native app. It isn't. It's a web app. It runs on scalable Linode servers and on scalable Nginx caching servers, so these servers can handle as much traffic as you want to throw at them. I invite you to follow @PLTrade on Twitter. Here are some of my more famous followers. I invite you to contact me. Just click on PolandTrade.info, click on the contact link, and all my information is there. Thank you very much for your time.